Hey, Don here. In this video I'm going to cover the lick you just heard, but also share some advice on how you can improve your overall playing by working on your weaknesses. So stick around for that and let's go. So this lick is in D minor and we start here on the 10th fret of the E string. You're just going to go up the scale. All the way up to the 5th of the key, the A here, just alternate picked. And once we get up to this point, we're gonna go down in a 5-string D minor arpeggio. Those are the notes, and we go back the same way. Up to the top again, and we're gonna go down again, but only as far as this note on the G string. And what you want to make sure that you do here is that you want to make sure that this is a downstroke. So when you go down here again, you're gonna come from here. So up, pull off, up, down. And it can really help to do this. You sort of twist the wrist a bit, because when you do this, you set your right hand up for the downstroke. And when you hit this downstroke, make sure that it's a rest stroke, so you land on the B string. And that's actually the best way to play these 3-string arpeggios anyway, so it's really worth working on that. Because I see some students who had trouble with this, and they would do this instead, 2 upstrokes. And the problem with that is that then you're in a position to having to change direction in the middle of a sweep, which is no one's idea of fun. Believe me, that's really annoying. So you might think like, well, hang on, if I have an upstroke here and then another upstroke here, isn't that a sweep as well? And it isn't, because it's broken up by this pull off. So you go up, pull off. So this is just a normal upstroke. But again, if you practice like this, up and then downstroke into a rest stroke. If you get that, you're good. And what you can do as well is that you just start up here and go that far. Because once you're here, you just need to go up again, and that's the easy part. So after that point, we're gonna jump up here to the 22nd fret and go down this shape. So all together from the beginning. It was a pretty quick walkthrough, as you might have noticed, but I don't see the point in doing a very detailed walkthrough here when you have the tabs available for free. So if you want the tabs, you can just follow the link in the description and you will have the tabs in Guitar Pro and PDF and I think PNG as well. I even think you have a MIDI file if you need that. But when it comes to practicing this, divide it into sections as usual. That's the best way forward. And don't spend time on the areas where you feel comfortable, because that's basically just patting yourself on the back, which is fine, but you shouldn't do that during your practice time. When you practice, you should really work on those things where you feel really uncomfortable, because that's the only way to make the uncomfortable feel comfortable. So if you find that you have trouble progressing as fast as you want, this might be one of the issues, that you tend to work more on things that you're already good at, and that's not a great way of going about this thing. This advice is really important. It might seem obvious, but it's so easy to get into that trap of working on things that you're already good at, because it feels good and it's fun and you feel like you're a badass. But it's not a great way to move forward with your playing. One way of doing this could be to put aside, 20 to 30 minutes per day where you only work on things that you really suck at, but that are related to things that you want to get better at. Because there's no point in working on Hawaiian slide playing if that's not what you're into, because that, you might have a big issue with that, but you won't be really motivated to do it anyway. So if it's not painfully obvious, you want to find the issues you have with things that you actually want to be able to play. And if you can do that, I think you'll find that it's not that bad, because the only thing you need to do if you have trouble with something, you slow it down, and or you reduce the number of notes that you're playing. So if you use those two approaches, nothing that you're trying to learn will be impossible for you. And the more you do it, the more you're going to find that it just gets easier and easier. And it's just a really good way to improve on the instrument. So try that if you haven't done it before. Put aside 20 to 30 minutes, work on things that are really hard for you, and then see where that gets you in a couple of weeks. I'm linking to 2 different videos here, one alternate picking based and one sweep picking based. So you can basically check those out if you have some issues with either technique. So good luck with this stuff, and see you in the next video.